Moto photo adventures. Most of the time we're doing moto. And because we have photo in our name, it denotes that we're all three photographers. But most of the time in our videos, we don't talk about the photo nor video part. So today I'm going to take the opportunity to show you what's in my bag. Now, these bags are basically what I use for every job. I have spent a decade, quote unquote, perfecting this packing system and the things that go in it. Because I like to go small, light, and by myself most of the time for my photo and my video projects. So I've gotten this kit down to where this is 90% of what I use all the time. If it's not in this bag, then it's something that I need specifically for another job in particular, and I'll just throw it in the trunk, like the things that don't want to pack into a bag. Sandbags, a stool, super tall light stands that don't compact well into here. But this Think Tank 40 will fit completely into, they'll take it on the airlines. And so, you know, this works perfectly for me. So what I'm going to do here, all of this is packed exactly like I left it from the end of the previous job that I just did. So when I open this stuff up, you will see maybe a little disheveledness because it is exactly like I left it when I threw it all in at the end of a gig. So the first thing we were going to go through is, I'll let you know what each bag is. This is cameras and lenses. This is flashes. This is GoPros and assorted accessories. This is a special camera build out with small rig, and I'll show you that in a minute, even though it says aperture. So the aperture, this is a repurposed bag. The aperture lights are now lighting me right now, and so they're not in this bag. I use it for something else now. The aperture lights have now become studio lights for me. And then this bag, I will let you know what's in that shortly. So the first thing let's do is look at the big bag and tell you what I like to bring along on my jobs. Let's go with the top pocket first. Hey, I hate to break in right here during this entire great demonstration of all of Jason's video kit and the bags and all the stuff that he has in it, but I need to tell you something that's not in these bags. It's Rick Stewart, scmotolawyer.com. If you find yourself in a tough situation after riding a bike and somebody has something to do with something bad happening to you and you can't put it in your bag, it's scmotolawyer.com. Let me put something up on the screen here, and I want you to screenshot it and save it in your phone. That way, if when you're riding one day and you get backed into in a grocery store parking lot, you will have this information. Rick Stewart, scmotolawyer.com. Now, back to the bags. This is all of the flat stuff. This is light reflectors and gels and pop-outs and a bit of foil. We also have in this bag the grid that goes in front of a softbox, just in case I want to use that. I have a number of pop-outs and reflectors and scrims and things, silver, black, and translucent. One is in a triangle shape and the other's in a circle. I have a couple of bigger ones as well that don't necessarily make it into this bag because of the size. But I also carry as well a extender, a multi-plug, a shoot-through umbrella, and assorted pieces like that in the top. Now let's take a look at what goes on the inside. First of all, let's go through the boring stuff. Up here in the pockets, so if you see there's a number of pockets, and I have rearranged this on a number of occasions depending on the job that I do and the preference that was going on and the gear that I currently owned at the time, because this bag I've had for quite a bit. So up in this top pocket at this current moment, I have a Godox remote for one of the lights that I have. I also have a backup USB card reader, a couple of AAA batteries that go to another piece of equipment. I will let you know. Also, it goes to the remote, but I keep batteries everywhere, AA's and AAA's and chargers, etc. In this bottom pocket, I have, I don't know what it is, but I like to collect bags, and they all end up, they all end a bag inside of a bag inside of a bag, because you never know really when. You might want to throw a couple of batteries in there. hang it from a light stand, put a USB battery brick inside of one of these, hang it from a light stand, run the cord up to power whatever it is you're powering at the time. So I find that just having a few extra bags with loops and handles on them come in real handy every once in a while. I have a battery charger for my Nikon cameras. I used to be a Canon shooter. I had a 5D Mark III and a 7D Mark II, a 70-200 2.8 Canon lens, and the Canon 24-105 f4. Here's a funny one. I just thought of this. When you say 70-200 2.8, you don't say the F. But if I say 24-105, I have to say the f4. I can't just say 24-105 4. But I can say 70-200 2.8. I'm now a Nikon guy, and I have two ZFCs and I have two Z30s, and they take the same batteries, and so in every bag that I have, I throw a charger. I buy extra chargers when I buy the cameras. I have sneeze guards because I have allergies. I have a roll of, fuzz getters on suits, dandruff picker-uppers, cat hair, dog hair, but a simple tiny little roll like that will last me several shoots at the minimum. I have note cards, and I have a pen in here somewhere. Yep, there we go. A couple of pens and a Sharpie. The note cards serve a number of different purposes, actually. I find with a rubber band or a hair tie that a 3x5 card strapped to your flash is a great diffuser. Super simple. Just put it right on the back. You can point it anywhere you want. You can bend it forward. It's kind of neat. But then the other reason is because when I do headshots, portraits, and I have a lot of them, 100 of them, then I can write their name on here. They can hold it in front of them, and then later on, easy to identify the person as you're going through. If you've got 100 of them and you're doing them in an afternoon, it's been done. That's what happens. I also have the platypod. I actually met the daughter of the inventor of this when we were on our Florida trip with David Mays. We met her at an alligator farm where we did airboat tours. Anyway, platypod. This is cool because it comes with a Velcro strap, which is in here somewhere, or maybe it's not. It's on my motorcycle somewhere. But you can strap it to a tree or sit it down. It's got 4 little feet that come off of here with spikes and or rubber tips so that you can get this level. You put this on top and put maybe a small ball head or something up there, and you have yourself a miniature tabletop tripod, or clamp it to the tree or whatever. Speaking of clamps, let's take a look at something real quick up here. It's holding my phone. I have a clamp, and I have a magic arm, and I have a phone holder, and it's shooting straight down. That normally sits right in here, but we're using it up there right now. Moving on, next pocket, I have a couple of little flash brackets and hot shoe male, females, and a couple little extra pieces just in case I want to mount something somewhere, or I have for my flash holders other forms of mounting options. Have a multi-tool, of course, with pliers and a knife and a flat head and a Phillips head. Then I have a knife. Got to take that one out. I mean, in this bag, if you're checking it, I guess the knife is okay on the airplane, but kind of remember that it's in there. I got a small miniature Allen key set. I have a super tiny flathead screwdriver. That's neat. And then an extra 1/4-20 male. I don't know why that's in there. Probably fell out of something. Always handy to have, I suppose. So I'll just leave it in there. Again, this is exactly how I've left it, so I haven't really done inventory. We have some gels that can go over the flashes. This should probably be in my flash kit, but I very seldom use gels on my flashes. But I know where it is if I need it. And then a couple of cords that go to Godox lights if I am going to be using shore power versus battery power. I have turned this into a battery powered kit for the most part. Cameras can run on batteries. Cameras can run on USB power from an external battery brick. My lights can run on LP batteries, and then I have another light that runs on batteries, and I have wireless mics that run on batteries. So in a pinch, I can run this entire kit out in the boondocks for at least a little while. In this pocket, I have an audio cord with a splitter, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, etc., just in case I need to make some adaptations to maybe a soundboard or something. And then I have a plethora of USB-C, USB-A charging cords, another pair of pliers. I keep these around a lot. I keep multiple styles of mounting plates. This goes to my Manfrotto. I don't put the Manfrotto in here because it's huge and it's heavy, but it needs to be huge and heavy in case I need to do something huge and heavy. It's in the back of the car if I need it for a specific project. But I have an extra one sitting in here just in case, because I don't know about you, but I have showed up to a gig one time and I had let somebody borrow my tripod and the plate wasn't on it anymore. Just saying. Multi-plug for USB, and then all of the cords that would be associated with whatever it is that I'm charging, which leads me to batteries. I have a passel of these Sony LP batteries, and these are from K-Star. You can charge them. They have a input on one side and a USB on the outside, so that you can come out of it and power whatever you want to. It's got a button on the top so you can see what the charge level is. It's a 7.4 volt, 64.4 watt hour battery, and I use one of these on the back of one of my video camera kits. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is to charge all of those all in one swoop, and I have just gaffered it taped all together. Speaking of gaffer tape, by the way, I'm going to do a little aside and skip ahead, do this pocket in a second. Gaffer tape. I have a roll of gaffer tape. Duct tape, no go. Scotch tape, red tape, never love it. Gaffer tape is awesome because it doesn't leave any residue. It's easy to pull up off the floor in the carpet. You can fold it into a triangle and use it for a mic tape underneath the tie or whatever it is. But gaffer tape. Always, always, always gaffer tape. Okay, so that's all of the pockets. Let's go over a little bit of lights. I have in this kit a number of lights. I have, first of all, a towel, because that's exactly what that towel is for. I have a Godox ML60. It's a 60 watt LED daylight light, and it goes onto a bracket like this. And then on the back of this goes battery holder like this. So I can put this into the light stand, plug this into the back of the light, power it on, and we are good to go. It needs two of them. You power it on just to show you. Take this off because I don't want the lids on at the same. I don't know if turning it on with the lens on is a big deal or not, but there you go. So that's that. And then I have two soft boxes. One small soft box from Glow. It's a pop out. Now the mount for these, by the way, is I describe it as a mini Bowens mount, but I'm not sure if mini Bowens is exactly the right term, but it is a Bowens style mount, but it is the size for Godox. I haven't found anything but Glow that makes a size for that, and they're coming out with more and more items as we move along. But keep in mind that the Godox stuff, it does have a mount that is kind of like on its own. But that's for the 60. And then, let's put this out of the way. I have another one that is a 30. So it's a smaller version, like that. And this is a 30, and it hooks up just the same way. It also is white, light. And it also comes with the handle and the battery holder. I have brackets here for flashes. They're sturdy. They have carabiners, locking mechanisms, and you can add anything on the top that you want with the baby pins. But that's a nice, heavy, sturdy one. It can hold any kind of light with the correct screw mount there. Let's continue on with lighting. If I put this back in here out of the way, a recent purchase that I got that I'm really excited about in the way of lighting is a small rig lighting system. Oh, wait. This is other glow softbox. Big one, small one. 2436, something like that, 2430. But this small rig light system I am extraordinarily excited about because I've only had it for a short amount of time and I've only used it a couple of times. But the unique thing about this is battery inside. Rechargeable USB-C. It has a mount on the back here that you can put an external battery on the back and plug it in, and it runs for a really decent amount of time. It has shore power as well with USB-C and a brick like this, and it charges up super quick. The cool part about it is, even though it has a battery on the inside, you're not necessarily beholden to it because I can grab my other battery pack that I got from Anker, and it could power this light through USB-C. This sucker is a monster. So this is the Anker. I don't remember the model number, but if you look it up online, you can tell just by the looks of it which kind it is, and that thing lasts forever. So I can run cameras off of that, I can run lights off of that, I can run all kinds of stuff off of that. For this light too, it comes with its own soft box that pops out. It's a neat little gizmo from Small Rig. I'm hoping they're going to come out with some more because this one's pretty small, but for a small little setup, all of these little arms just pop out and lock like this. And then it hooks on similar to a Bowen's where you just put it on and twist it. But then to collapse it all, you just pull the pins. Dink, just like that. So cute! That's all I'm saying, so cute. But it makes life super easy because battery and bright. A 60 watt for a 1-person, 2-person, even 3-person interview if you have multiple lights is plenty. Let's see what else we got going on. Put these batteries away. I'm kind of fastidious in this kind of thing, so bear with me for a second. I have another Anker battery, just because. Can never have too much power. So let's go on to, oh, here's the shore power for the lights, just in case the batteries run out, if it goes all day long, whatever. Let's go to Sony headset. Got to be able to hear. So I have a Sony headset with a long cord. Peak Design tripod at #1. Peak Design tripod #1 has a small rig fluid head on the top. I love this thing, Arca Swiss. It rotates on the top, it rotates on the side, it rotates at the bottom, it tilts, it's got a handle, and it collapses up to Peak Design size. Almost fits into the original Peak Design bag that comes with the ball head. This is awesome. I've taken this on motorcycle trips. It's a mite heavy. It's a little bit heavy. It's not like carbon fiber or anything. That's the aluminum one. But that's tripod #1. Tripod #2 in the bottom has the same small rig fluid head on the top, but this tripod is not that. And you know, to tell you the truth, I can't remember what brand this tripod is, but it's not expensive. It was a simple one, and it reverse folds, and it's very sturdy especially for what I use it for, which is either portraits where you don't need something super steady to pan and tilt with, or for a static video shot where it's just going to be sitting there and you're not going to be manhandling. This is by no means a tripod that should be holding an 8 to 12 pound camera, of course, but I'm rolling ZFCs and those are super light. So that's the tripods. Let's look at what I do to hold up the lights. We're going through it. Cinefoil. for the lights. If you don't know anything about cinefoil, it's a great little gizmo to shape the light. You can bend it around, you can block the light, you can flag the light. Have an umbrella. And then I have 3 little stands that reverse fold out and go up a little over 6 feet tall, if I remember correctly. If I need something larger than this and taller than this, then I'll throw my big stands in the car. But like I said, 90% of the time, these bags are what I use every single trip out. I just make a few adjustments to the details. I also have a baby tripod in here, just so that I can throw some light on a wall or behind a bush or whatever it is. So we have that. Let's look at audio. This is the fun one for me. Audio, I have a number of different solutions for audio depending on the situation and my mood. Because audio, you can't have bad audio, but you can have substandard video and people will still watch it. Substandard video you can get away with, but if you have crackly, staticky audio or there's something that's distracting in the audio, no go bueno. So what I've got here is Hollyland dual mic system, super compact, works really well on the motorcycle, has 1 receiver that plugs right into whatever it is that you want to plug it into, with an 1/8" jack in the back or a USB-C that goes into the computer. And then you have 2 little tiny microphones that magnet to your shirt. 2 little tiny microphones, 1 receiver in this little tiny rechargeable box. I think it's brilliant. I like it a lot. Now, saying that, I got a little noise in these. A little high-pitched kind of robotic ink kind of sound. And I'm working it out. I've called them. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's my set. I don't know if I was doing it wrong. I don't know, but there was a little kind of weird thing in there. But one of the things I do like, if I can figure out what the problem was with it, is it also hooks to your phone with this little gizmo, whether it's USB-C or Lightning for iPhone or whatever. Second microphone system that we have is what I'm wearing now in the DJI. Chris is holding the Osmo over there, and I'm connected straight to the Osmo through this mic. It records 32-bit float on the inside, which is cool, because now you got a backup system as well as the one where Chris is over there recording it. So I'm going to put this back in here so I don't lose it. There is a set that I don't have here today. It's called the Pico mic, and I just couldn't find it because I don't use it much. I used them for about 4 years straight, and then for some reason they have that touch recharger, so it has the 2 contact points and the 2 pins sticking up, and they're supposed to mute when you go on to when you put them in the holder, and they didn't mute. And then the channel, they both work on when they're mixed, but if you split them, one doesn't work. Anyway, I loved the Pico mics. The form factor is great, the sound quality was good, but after about 4 years of constant use, they started giving me problems. I don't know where they are right now because I stopped using them. Then in here we have more mic solutions, another Anchor battery just in case I need to charge some more stuff. In this bag I have the Shure movie mic and receiver. This is my new favorite because of its size, and it's because it's made by Shure, and because of its size. 2 microphones, 1 receiver. Line in, line out. It does record a safety track. I haven't figured that one out yet, but it says it records a safety track. I like this a lot. It's really quick. The form factor is great. You just clip it to whatever, a tie, or and you hide the body of it behind the clothing. So that's pretty cool. And it was super easy to set up. It has internal battery. It's charged USB-C, etc., etc. On this side, of course, I have a listening device, the headset, with an adapter if I need it. But this one also makes me a little happy, and this one is the Zoom Bluetooth. This one you can hook a mic to, or you can hook a receiver to, and it records 32-bit float. So the microphone would go right in there, and you would hit the button, and you would just let it roll. It's like a backup track, and you can put it on lock, but it's 32-bit float, which is cool. So if you need to put it on like the efficient for a wedding or whatever, you've got it. Then I carry a little Ulanzi light. multicolor, RGB, etc., etc. I throw one of these in a bunch of different places. Another mic solution. So what if we're keeping count, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the Comica. It's a 4 wireless transmitter, 4 transmitters, 1 receiver, all into here. It doesn't record internally, but it is if I'm not mistaken, the UHF band instead of the Bluetooth band. And so you get 4 into 1. These I use when I'm definitely going with a lapel mic and a wire up the shirt. The other ones you can just clip, and that's more, convenient and easy, etc. And here's the Zoom mic, by the way. I should probably put it in here with the Zoom mic recorder, huh? Probably better. See, I told you things were a little disheveled, but that's all right, figuring it out. AAA batteries for the Zoom, charging cords, USB-C for all of the Comica 4 mic system. These are cool too. We've done a review on the Comicas, so go check out that where you can split them or mix them or whatever it is that you want to do. But if you have enough recording devices, so far, I can get a bunch of people on a bunch of things. Plug this into one camera, plus that into another camera, plus the Zoom recorder on its own, plus, plus. So I could actually get a panel done if I'm a little bit creative on how I mic everyone up. Now, let's just say, and because I always think of the worst, what happens if I'm in a place where interference and Bluetooth interference, like the National Association of Broadcasting, NAB, what do? All your wirelesses don't work well. Fear not. Analog. See how this is all spray painted? This has gone through a number of iterations on what used to be carried in this bag. But today, it's XLR cables, a Zoom recorder, and barrel mics that hook to the XLRs. Just like that. Analog, buddy. Wire them up. Bluetooth producers, they can walk around, and with a very little lag, I can send them audio from my recorder, and they can walk around, a client or a producer or whatever. So that was those 2 bags. Moving along. If you're with me still, good job, because this is a long one. Excellent. So what do you want to see next? GoPros is easy. I don't normally carry all of these to a gig, but sometimes I do. We have GoPros, we have 360s, we have battery helpers. This runs it forever. We have rechargeable battery cases, etc., etc., mounting options, and boom arms. All in this one case here. This doesn't come with me every time. Obviously, you don't need a GoPro every time, but that's what happens with that. Canon. I carry Canon, I carry Nikon, I carry everything. Now I'm just an assortment of bags, but this is flashes. Right now, I am rocking 2 super small TT350s. I want the TT350s because they are, like I said, super small, super light, super compact, 2 AA's. I'm not trying to light up a football field. I'm trying to do a one-off headshot. I have 2 of those. I also have in here extra AA batteries, of course, because that's what they take. I also have in here another lint roller, of course. I also have in here the trigger. This one is the Godox X2T. It works. I like it. But they've come out with something new, and I think I'll like it better. Flashpoint. The teeny tiny little sucker that just came out a little while ago. Look at this. Haven't even tried it yet. Just threw it in the bag. Boom. Digital. It's like an Apple Watch. I love it. It's cute. So, if it's small, if it works, if it's cheap, I buy it and I throw it in the bag. This one's going to be fun. I haven't tried that yet. Couple of stowed umbrellas. This is Last-A-Lite. Last-A-Lite, they're really good. They're really compact. You got to be careful. The main body stem is a little bit thicker than the smaller umbrellas, like these. Right? These have a tiny little shaft that go through any holder. These have thicker, so be careful of that. That's why I bought several of these bad boys, because these have the big holes in the middle for the umbrella, and it works like a champ. So I get a couple of those in my case here. Then on the sides I have flash point, or a flash disc from F-stoppers. It pops out and sits on top of your flash like that, and it just slides right over the flash like that. You've got a gray card and you've got a diffuser, and it folds up just like your car window, your car cover for your front window, just like that. Boom. Love this thing. I bought it when they first came out with it, and it hasn't left my bag since. On this other side, I'm not real sure. Oh yes, suit coat clamps. That way you can put it back here and tighten up somebody's shirt, you know, so it's not so wrinkled. Also backgrounds, also whatever. Also, you know, you could clip it to your kids' lips. Keep them quiet for a little while. They might not like it, but you will. All right, next, that was quick, that was easy, that's just flashes, no big deal. Then let's go to the camera. Cameras. Low pro bag, I've had it since day 2. Started with a Canon bag, way too small. Now I have a Nikon bag. Really quickly, I have 2 ZFCs and a Z30. 2 ZFCs and a Z30. I have the kit lens for the Z30 on it, and then I also have the kit lens that came with one of the ZFCs, the silver, and I keep those in here just because. Lens caps. In this bag, like I said, I like bags, so in this bag I have batteries and battery chargers for the Nikon. 1 battery charger and a bunch of batteries in there. This is a belt holder for a lens, but inside it currently I have a phone holder, I have ear pods, and I have a battery backup. Works for me. If I need it for a lens, I just dump this stuff into the camera bag and I drive on. The lenses that I have, I decided since I went from Canon at 70 to 200 and a 24 to 105 that this time I'm going to be a little different. I went with 3 prime lenses, a 13mm 1.4 Viltrox. 13mm, that's about a 20 on a crop. All of these are crop sensor cameras. Then I have a 33mm 1.4, which gives you about a 50, 52. And then I have a 56 1.4, which is about an 85. I miss my 24. I think I'm going to buy a Nikon 24 or a Viltrox 23. I don't know yet. But then to reach out and touch the people, I've got a 70 to 180 2.8 from Nikon. It's the light one, it's the one without stabilization in it, but it's sharp as a tack and I love it because it keeps my kit light. So I can rock all of 4 of those lenses plus 3 cameras, even a 4th if I wanted to, right here in one camera bag. Top pockets, real quick. ND filters, get some. If you want to shoot video in the daytime, you got to have one of these, or else you're shooting shutter speeds that are absolutely god-awful and ridiculous and will send you straight to hell. Then we have a couple of other ones, ND filters. They are rotatable, so they go dark to light, darker, darker, lighter, lighter. I like ND filters with the rotatable. Another multi-tool in here from Small Rig with Allen keys and Phillips heads, etc., etc. A couple of business cards in here as well, just in case I lose my stuff and somebody wants to be honest and send it back to me. And then in the top here, one of the most important parts of the entire thing, besides the cameras, are the recording media. I have a bunch of 128 gig cards that work for 4K, and I have a bunch of 64 gig cards that work with 1080 that I can use for pictures just in case I fill up all the 128s. I also have a habit. If it's clean and ready to go, it's face up. If it's got something on it and I'm trying to wait to use it again, it goes face down. That's my system. Use it if you like. Send me $1. Last bag, which is my second favorite bag, and not because of the bag, but because of what's in it. This is fun. This was the Aperture bag, but what I have put in it is a small rig build out for a mirrorless DSLR, and that is the Z30. a monitor, a camera, a battery, cords that power all from this battery, a matte box that goes on the front of the camera, lens of my choice. I leave the lens off while it's packed. And then I have the Saramonic boom mic if I want to do that, or sometimes I'll plug this directly into my Zoom Bluetooth recorder because that works like a champ. Check out the Mike Friend video out by the river that's coming out soon. Not quite yet, don't think he's released it, but that's a good one. Bunch of cords to run from the battery. Another little Ulanzi RGB light throws in here for good measure. I probably should throw an audio kit in here because I could grab this and just go. Another battery charger in here just in case, and a couple of extra handles that I can use on either this camera or I could use on the other Z30 that's in my camera bag because it also has the small rig cage on it. So I can add a handle to this one and I can rock it handheld, both of these guys. Generally speaking, I'll put this one on a tripod because it's going to be my wide shot, steady shot, and I can run audio from here into a wireless headset that I can monitor from the handheld shot that I'm using on the other side. Whew! If you stayed with this, more power to you. I'm going to put it all back in here, and if you got any questions, make sure you hit me up in the comments below. Hit me a like button. You should have done that all the way at the beginning. Hit the subscribe button because I need something to drink, and I'm almost finished with this. Audio cables, extra cables, another foot. See, I told you I keep those everywhere. This is for the small rig, Arcus Swiss style. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Moto photo part of the video production of Moto Photo Adventures. I think I covered it all, and if I didn't, you don't need it. See you next time. Oh.